Self-image. So how do you see yourself when you look in the mirror? Who is looking back at you? You know, self-image is one of the things that we as people, we look at and we take for granted. Maybe we like how we look. Maybe we don't like how we look. So when you're getting down to creating, anytime you are creating a lifestyle or a system or whatever it is that you are creating, you have to look at your self-image, not just what you're projecting to the world and everyone around you, but your self-image says a lot about you and who you are and what you're doing. So as you go into your days and your nights and your weeks, and they all roll together after a bit. So look in the mirror. Who's looking back at you? What does your self-image say about you? I know a lot of people are saying, well, Christy, that's kind of crazy. You know, why are you saying this? You know, are you off on a tangent or what? No, I'm not on a tangent. And this is so true, and it is logical when you think about it. Because we go through different phases in our lives, right? We go from child to, or infant to child to teen to adult to mature adult to grandparents, great grandparents, you know, and so forth. So as each phase of your life is progressing, what is your self-image of yourself? And we're not going to pay too much attention to what it was back in the day, because your self-image is saying who you are right now. That's who we're interested in, and that's who's going to get the benefit of what we are doing. So we've got 5 different methods here that will take you through creating the self-image. If you don't already have it, if you already have the self-image and you're getting all the success you want and you're getting everything, excuse me, then you're right on target. Then you are doing great. So, but for those of us who have had a little harder time, or maybe still struggling to get that self-image on the track and to be that person that we want to be. When we want to be the person that is successful, we want to be that person that is dynamic, that person that has motivation, that has it all right there in their heart, in their soul, in their being. So one thing we're going to talk about here really briefly is step 1, method 1, phase 1, whatever you want to call it. I just use it as a method, is to see your self-image. I find that I've looked at myself through the years, and I journal, as everyone knows, a lot. And so by journaling, I'm able to look back on different entries I've made, different ways I've come across that I've done different things. And I've also been able to take a look at myself on what has changed in my life, on how I see myself. I've been doing self-image journaling for years. And like I said, everyone knows I journal a lot. And every day I journal every morning. So one thing I can tell you for positive really works is journaling. Not only is it a way to write down all the good and the bad in your life, but it is a way to see who you are. And it's a way for you to see where you're going and where you're coming from. It is a really good way, and it is a step, a ladder, whatever you want to call it. Everyone has their own frame of mind or their own mindset about this. But in these 5 different methods, you're going to find out more and more about how you're going to get to that step that maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you just need a boost. Maybe you just need someone to give you a different strategy. Maybe you just need to take the time to see where you're at right now and where this you that you are is either holding you back or is taking you forward. And when you journal, I want you to sit down, and if you would, get a new journal book. Don't pick up on the one that you do every day already. Get a new journal book just for this 5 methods. You're going to find out why as you go along, because you're going to write down more and more. You're going to journal more and more as you go along through these 5 different methods. So, but method number 1 is the habit of journal. And if you have to make it a habit, and a habit can be created within, when you set your mindset to doing something, you can make it a habit within a few days. It doesn't have to be a long, drawn out time. It doesn't have to be weeks or months or years. It doesn't have to be that long. When you set your mindset to creating something and you are in tune and you're right there with it and it's happening, there it is. It's right there for you. It's going to happen. It's going to happen easy. So take the time you need to remember where you were, maybe a month ago at this time. What were you doing? What were you thinking? What were you feeling? You're going to find the more you get in tune with yourself and how you looked at yourself. If you have to, look at yourself in the mirror. You're not being conceited. You're not being anything like that. You're looking at yourself in the mirror saying, okay, who am I? And who do I want to be? Most of us at that phase in life, we are not who we want to be because we're struggling to make more money, to have more success, to make a better lifestyle for our family. So whatever it is you're doing, number one is take a look at your negative and your positive thoughts, your feelings, and what are those centered around. Because when you do this, it's going to show up. When you figure out what the negative is there for, when you figure out what it's doing, you're going to figure out what's triggering that. So you're going to have that more in tune, okay? So definitely write it down in your journal. And this is going to be method 1. If you have to use several pages to go through this, by all means do that. This is all for you, and it's all about you, nobody else. No one else needs to see your journal. No one else needs to know what's going on. It's just only about you, because you're the one that is going to increase your revenue. You're going to increase who you are. You're going to have your self-image being one of happiness, of gratitude. You're going to be the one that is having pure love flowing through you and from you. That's what it's about. It's all about you. Okay, but definitely look at the negatives that are slowing you down. Okay? And the limiting beliefs are probably a good cause of that. And this is a great opportunity to be learning that and getting rid of them. So method number 2. Okay, who do you want to be? You have to ask yourself this. Write this at the top of the page there. Who do I want to be? Who do I see myself being? This is a huge part of your self-image. So now I want you to look back at method 1, where you wrote down all the negatives and the positives. The positives are great. Elaborate on all the positive things about yourself that you see success with, that you see prosperity with. And then take those negatives that you wrote down in method 1 and highlight them. Highlight those negatives, okay? Because you're going to take those negatives that you've highlighted in method 1 over here in method 2, and you're going to look at those and you're going to write them down in a positive form. Take those negatives and write the negative down if you have to on one side, is what I've done. You can choose whatever method you want to do for that. But what I've done is on one side of my paper, I write down the negative that I have. I know I have it. It's always jumping up and grabbing me, that type of thing. And on the other side, I write down a positive as to how I'm going to change that. So, and do this and repeat to yourself or out loud to the universe. It doesn't matter. Repeat for, go 2 weeks. Every single day. It only takes like 2 minutes, maybe 3 tops. Repeat the positive that you've created for that negative. Okay? And that is becoming a part of your vision. And as you're doing this, you have to vision, see a positive vision of who you are. Start seeing that you are. Maybe you stand a little taller. Maybe you have more confidence. Maybe the you that you're becoming now, and as you're getting rid of this negative that's been holding you down, your self-image is one of prosperity. Your self-image is one of tackling and helping more and more people. So take a look at that in method 2 and take this to heart. I know it seems like these are simple steps. It seems like these are just like, oh my gosh, what are you going? This is, the steps that you take do not have to be hard, and they do not have to be painful. Now, some of these steps are the 5 methods of a self-image, and you're going to change your self-image. So some of them may be a little uncomfortable. You're not going to have any physical pain. You're going to maybe have some uncomfortable things going on, or, you know, whatever that way. So now we're going to go on to method number 3. Now, method number 3 is, excuse me, is you're going to use the affirmation that you created in method 2. You can see now how these methods are starting to intertwine and to grow with each other. And this is what makes them so powerful, is because anytime you can link the methods, we have 5 methods here that work. And it's because, not only is it because we want to change our self-image, it's not how the world sees you so much, it's how you see yourself, and that's where it comes from. So how other people see you is how you first see yourself. So, and then when you link these methods together and they intertwine, that makes them stronger and stronger. And that makes your bond that you're creating stronger and stronger. So in method number 3 here, like we were saying, is use the affirmations that you created in method 2 from your negatives. You're turning them into positives, and you're making it all come together. So the more you do this, the more you are waking up your subconscious, and the more you are visualizing. See yourself. I mean, look at yourself. If you have to look at yourself in the mirror, look at yourself in the mirror. It's nothing wrong with that. We all have done that as we are growing and changing when we are doing our self-image. But visualize yourself. Visualize the you that you see yourself being in your conscious mind. Excuse me. I talk so much, my throat gets dry. So your conscious mind, you know, is the creative mind. And as you're going through and you're using your creative mind, you use it every day. And you know you're doing it because you're creating new things, you're saying new things, you're being that person. Excuse me, just a second, guys. As you're doing that, and as you're becoming that person, excuse me, you're going to start seeing changes, physical changes and mental changes. Like I said, the physical changes could be in how you hold yourself, how you're walking, how you're looking, you know, actually, I mean, looking at people. If you can look someone in the eye, look them in the face, that shows confidence. If you have to be the person that always looks down or looks away or looks around or whatever, then you're not that confident in yourself. And build that confidence as you're building your self-image. So visualize is a huge part of method number 3. Affirmations are important because you're going to, what the affirmation does, let me re-clarify this really quickly here for you. The affirmations that we create and say to ourselves for ourselves are a way of creating the habit, right? I know, no leaders ever, we never talk about this because we always assume, which you should never assume, that their people already know what an affirmation is. They know what the goal is. They know what the being is behind the affirmation. But then I realized that not everyone has been taught this. Not everyone has had this tool in their tool belt. So using the affirmation, especially here in method 3, where it's entwining with methods 1 and 2, and you're going to see how it's going to connect with method 4, which is coming up. So method 3 is the affirmation and the visualization. You started the visualization in method 2, and it's intertwining again into method 3. And here you've got your more visualization, deeper visualization. You're actually seeing who you want to be. You're seeing that person. If you want to be a leader, Maybe you want a leader of a team. Maybe you want to see yourself giving more tools, more training, more coaching, whatever it is you want to do. You're seeing yourself be that person. You're seeing yourself, and not just that, you're feeling yourself being and becoming that person. And you know what? It does not take forever to do this. It does not take forever to start seeing results. You can see results within minutes if you just get down deep and dirty inside and say, you know what? I'm doing this. This is it. It's happening. We're doing it now. And do it every day. Every day. I have been journaling for years, and it's not a one-time thing. It's a every-time thing. Like I said, I can look back at my journals and I can see my progress. I can see where I've been, and I can also have a better look at where I'm going. So do that definitely. So also look at how things smell. How do they taste? How do they look? When you're doing this and you're doing your affirmations and your visualization from the negative that you created in yourself, and you made acknowledgement in method 2. So here in method 3, you're winding it up and you're becoming more visual. You can smell new smells. You're seeing things differently. You're feeling differently. You're feeling more confident. You're feeling more success. You feel yourself becoming that person. That is a huge, huge factor in self-image. And I think you should all have the best self-image of yourself ever. We were created to be unstoppable. We were created to have a wonderful life that we chose to have. So, have it. So, method number 4. This one is going to be a little bit maybe out there for some people, but listen to it all the way, okay? Listen to me all the way, because it has a rhyme to its madness, and it does work. Because like I said, we tie all these methods, all 5 methods get tied together. So method number 4 is hypnotherapy. It's a form of hypnosis, but it's something you do to yourself. So if you're not sure what hypnotherapy is, you can get into a relaxed state. You can go into the alpha mode. You can listen to maybe some alpha beats or something like that to take you into that relaxing state. And the more you're in that relaxing state, see your self-image, see who you are. If you have low self-esteem, or maybe you have a subconscious factor that's been brewing inside of you, that anytime there's a suggestion for something, you kind of buckle up, and maybe you're afraid of video, or maybe you're afraid to speak in front of people, or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be anything that's going to hold you down. So as you're doing your hypnotherapy, and do this every day, it only takes a few minutes a day. You don't have to spend total big hours or anything doing this. It can be as little as, just getting yourself in the zone and acknowledging, what's going on, and giving yourself self-talk. And we've talked about self-talk in a lot of other episodes. Self-talk is a huge factor to keep yourself going strong. Self-talk to yourself of, I have made X number of changes in my life this month, this week, this day. I have made these changes. I am doing great. I am successful. I have more changes that are already being created in my life. I have this wonderful being. I am who I want to be. The me I want to be is being created through me, from me, with me, and my self-image is one of prosperity. My self-image is one of giving, of caring, of loving, of gratitude. When you have these, it's so much simpler. As you will see, your self-talk is a positive time for you. It is a time where you jump on board with yourself and say, you know what, we are doing this. My conscious, my subconscious, we are doing this together. And we are creating the best me ever. And this is creating our life. Keep doing this. And like I said, these methods all intertwine together. They all flow together. And you're going to feel it as the more you do this, The first day, you may be a little bit iffy about it, you know, but the second and third day, you're going to see and feel how these 5 methods will intertwine together to be a part of you, to be there. So that is method number 4. And it is a good one, because a lot of people won't take the time to do the hypnotherapy, which is a self-hypnosis. You just put yourself into a relaxed state and you let yourself see and feel what's going on. You know, smell the world, smell what's going on, feel what's going on. And the more you do this, the easier life gets. Okay. And method number 5. Yes, we hit the jackpot. Number 5. Okay, you're going to take action. You knew I was going to say this sooner or later, right? You're going to take action. You have to do these methods to change your self-image. This is all about you and nobody else. This is all about you. So you take these actions every single day, and it will become a routine. It will become something simple. It will become something that, as you do it more and more, you'll find that it takes less and less time. But keep doing them. I have been doing these for years. Like I said, when I started out doing these years ago, I put them together. I put these, and I only had 3 at the time. I only had 3 methods. And I found that I was missing something. I was totally missing it, and I needed to figure out where I was missing it. So I started more insight, and I threw in the hypnotherapy, which I found was really great for meditation type thing. But it was me doing it for myself. I wasn't meditating to a guided meditation, or I wasn't meditating to someone else, you know, giving me clues or suggestions. So the hypnotherapy was really different, and it tied those 4. The 4th one tied the 3 together. So these 3 methods tied together. And then I realized that in order to make it as prosperous as I could get it, I had to tie in a 5th method, which was action. Because I knew if I didn't have an action method, if I didn't have a method that was ingrained in this system, in this self-image growing pattern, that I would lose track, or I would not want to do it, or I would give myself excuses not to do it. And if you give yourself excuses not to do something, that is a limiting belief that you need to get rid of immediately. You can get rid of these limiting beliefs. You acknowledge them, you know them. If you need help, get help. If you need help, let me know. I'm more than happy to help you. So do this. Take action. And the more you do these methods, the easier it gets. And do them every day. And make a commitment to yourself that you are going to become the person you want to be. You are going to see yourself as being that wonderful, giving, caring, loving, prosperous person that you've always wanted to be, and that some part of you may think you're already there, and that's great. If you are already there and you have nothing else holding you back, I salute you. I salute you. If you're not, if you're struggling, if anything is in your way, these 5 methods work. No doubt they work. And you're actually getting these here, so take advantage of them and use them. And follow through every single day. This is not a one-time thing. This is an ongoing life process. Your affirmations will change through the times. The way you see yourself is going to change. Your self-image will change and improve and grow, and it just depends on what you're wanting to do. So how you see yourself first, how you see you here, is going to be how others see you there. Okay? I know you're thinking, okay, she's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. It does. The more you do this, the more you're going to come in tune with who you are. And that's the you need to be. So definitely use these tools. Okay? I will have a chat with you guys later. And again, subscribe to our channel here. We are trying to grow this channel, and you know what? It's getting so much revenue for people out there. I'm giving so much away that it's from the heart. Okay, I will chat with you guys later.